Welcome to Coffee Talk. Joseph Moore, my friend, welcome. Gotta kill the volume. Oh, Lord. uh, I hope you've had a wonderful weekend, Joseph. The chicken coop is done. Thank God. Oh, I'm doing okay. For being 62, going on 63 years old, I'm doing okay. Welcome to Jerusalem Street. Good evening, folks. Thank you for coming. And Holly Ivans, welcome. Uncle Al, Die Bullfrog 79. Utah Mike, KP Heathen. Welcome, everyone. Everybody's saying hello. 7 in the house, 7 likes. Ala Canada, welcome, young lady. And the Bud Files in the house. Everyone, please leave a like to support the channel. Be greatly appreciated. So, the chicken condo is done. Oh, I got to figure out exactly how much to spend on it. Probably in excess of $1,000 with labor. Oh, thank God. I'm having Melinda Elliott. Hello, Melinda. I'm having the remains of my supper soda. Well, I uploaded 3 shorts today. Not keeping up with Uncle Al, but for me, that's pretty good. And I got another one ready to go. I just need to release it. Want to let the others percolate a little bit before I release another one. I started working on my video for Devil Dog Prepper. Matter of fact, I got his box loaded up. I just need to film unloading it to show you what's in it. And I already shot the first segment, so I just need to shoot that and it'll be done. And then I'll get that out to him this week and I'll be able to upload the video. Oh man, I'm not looking forward to it this week. They just assigned Friday. Actually over the weekend, I've been looking at emails that have been being written back and forth between the powers that be about me picking up a lot of duties for somebody else for the next 2 months. They've been reassigned to teach something else. So I'm being told to pick up their monitoring group and prep their ARDs and attend their ARDs, in addition to everything else I'm already doing. And I have been pretty lucky because I get most of my work done at school. I show up at school in the morning 6:30, 6:45. I get out of there 4:15, 4:30. Wednesdays I have to stay late for meetings. And I'm tired. When I get out of school, I'm tired. I don't feel like going home and doing a bunch of work, paperwork or whatever. There are younger people that are, do I get paid extra? No, you don't get paid extra. No. I'm on salary. I'm not hourly. They do make me, being a retired, rehired teacher, they do make me clock in and out. So I've got to do the time clock. And they don't want me to, clock, overtime. They want me to clock out, but that's okay if I stay, but just make sure I clocked out. But it doesn't matter because I'm on salary. I don't get a dime more. It's just it's stupid. It really is. Seven watching, 10 likes. Well, 8 in the house, 10 likes. Yeah. Well, I get a retirement check. And now, and being working, I get a paycheck. So I get 2 checks. My paycheck is more than my retirement check. But I have to work for my paycheck. I look forward to being retired. I look forward to getting Social Security. Once I have Medicare, my state insurance would be my secondary, and I basically have 100% coverage. But that's a couple of years off. I do plan on working a couple more years. In order for me to be vested, I have to have 40 quarters. And I am 8 quarters short. So I need to get those 8 quarters in. Oh, thank God. I went to the store and got a pecan pie. I will probably have a piece of pecan pie for dessert. Took a shower, got cleaned up. Life is good. You take a shower and get cleaned up. Did a little trimming on the beard. Oh, yeah. I will be doing a video. I'll put something together on the chicken coop. I'll show lots of images of it. Enrique Trevino, thank you for coming, my friend. So, talking a little bit, they say, stay away from politics. It's fun talking politics, especially when your people are the ones that are the offense right now. So used to the Democrats sticking it to the conservatives. Now you got the conservatives, you got the Democrats crying out loud. They're wailing. Breaks my heart. The Democrats are wailing. If any of you are Democrats, we really need to work together. But hopefully, I don't think you would be in here on my channel if you were one of these uber woke. Did I pronounce that right? Woke? That's a relatively new term for me. They said, are you woke? Well, I woke up this morning. You know, so I guess I'm woke. I awoke this morning. You know, does that mean I'm woke? This, I'm not that kind of woke, but I like to make fun of that. The Eagles are handling the Chiefs. Well, okay, that's good to know. The Chiefs won the last 2 years. I guess it's not. They're going to be three in a row. They haven't had anybody win three in a row. Back in the day when Dallas was a powerhouse, they won two, and then when they went for the third one, they lost in the championship game, and then they came back the following year and they won the third one. They could have won four in a row, but they won three in a row. I think that's the way it was. Yeah. And back in the day when Tom Landry was the head coach, when it was America's team, they won a couple of Super Bowls with Roger Staubach as the quarterback. Back when they had the Doomsday defense. So I think Dallas has got like 5 Super Bowl wins. Steelers always gave him a hell of a time. Oh, Lord. Idaho Garden Girl. She's not getting on me. Hey, you take care of what you need to do. Wokeism. Wokeism, yeah. Uncle Al, wokeism. That's a good one. Oh, God almighty. I've had people tell me that they're woke, and I try to look. I try to keep a straight face. Bread circuses. Okay. No, I don't watch football either. My sport is martial arts. You know, going to tournaments, watching tournaments. You know, I used to back in the days. I used to participate in tournaments. I go to tournaments. I participate doing forms. I would do a form. I really wasn't into the contact sparring or any of that stuff, but I had to do it some. But I liked doing forms. Each belt has a form. Yeah, communism. Okay. The communist. Little Lone Prepper. Welcome. Gladiatorial fights, yes. Polar Blast. Yeah, there should be another one coming, right? That would have been back maybe in the 70s or the early 80s. I'd have to look that one up. We're talking 40-ish. And then Jerry Jones bought the Cowboys. Proceeded to fire Tom Landry, which was a travesty because he had them in the playoffs every year until that year he didn't, and then the year that he didn't have them in the playoffs, Jerry Jones fired him and brought in a friend. But they just haven't had whatever. They've been lacking. The other thing is, uh, back in the days when I used to watch a little football, everybody wanted to play for the Cowboys. You know, they used to always say the Cowboys were America's team. Most everybody wanted to play for the Cowboys. And they would have people go into camp, just walk in off the street. Charlie Waters, he basically just walked into camp and earned a spot. Um, back then, Dallas had the biggest guys, like their offensive line, their defensive line. They were bigger than anybody else. You know, Too Tall Jones, Harvey Martin, Randy White, half man, half monster, a manster, because they call him the manster. I mean, you know, they had they had a team. Yoda, my friend, welcome. I tell you what, Dave. I have decided you will be my next box after I get through with the video for Devil Dog Prepper. You're going to be getting a follow-up box. I feel bad about what happened with that last box, that you basically didn't get any of it. So I'm going to send you a goodie box. And I have all the items and I have the box. Well, you go with your bad self, Uncle Al. You dated the cheerleader. Was that when you were? Was that when you were in the van with the stripper? Was she a cheerleader stripper? He's told me a story about that one. Uh, um, the box. This is Devil Dog Prepper's box, which is loaded. Eh. Oh. Had a mail call from Amazon. Carnation creamers. 240 of them. Oh. Uncle Al, Uncle Al's had an interesting life. He's old school. I think he's got 1 year on me. And I think he was class of '79. I was class of '80. And he's from the last, after say he taught Sunday school. Well, I've taught Sunday school. I've done summer. I've done the summer camp, vacation Bible school. I've done Awanas. Used to be used to be in Awanas. Um, Worked with a group. Mr. Whistle, hello, Mr. Whistle. Thank you for coming. Mom of 4 boys, hello. And Uncle Al, if I embarrassed you, I apologize. Well, I could tell stories. I'm not going to. I'm not. I don't want to. I don't want to. What would that be? I don't want to. I don't want to spread tales. So I won't. I won't tell you. But everybody has a youth. Everybody was young once. I was young once. I could tell you some stories. Truthful stories. Oh, anyway. Uh, I mean, think about it. You look in the mirror, and then you look at a picture of yourself when you were young. Is that the same person? Might be the same person on the inside, but it does not necessarily look like the same person. I mean, I think I've shown y'all some pictures of me when I was about 30. You could barely recognize me at the age of 30 from today. I'm glad you're doing fantastic, young man. Well, I watched God's Old Man today. He did a Bible study this morning. That'd be Pastor Green, Justin Green. I watched his Bible study this morning. I watched Mike Crusher reviews. He did a Menu 21 and the FRH, the flameless ration heater, worked because it was a relatively new Menu 21. He's my go-to guy for reviews. He's my review guy. Oh, it was Old Testament. It was during the reign of Saul. And towards the very end of the reign of Saul, God had basically decided he was no longer going to support him, and that he would be the only king of his line. That his reign would end, his son would not inherit the throne. He'd already determined that David would be the king and anointed him and everything. And then Saul was basically struggling. Mentally, he was struggling. And he went to a soothsayer or somebody who, not from the Levites or anything, but he went, or not from a prophet, or Samuel had died, and he wanted to invoke the spirit of Samuel. So he got somebody who did divination to invoke the spirit of Samuel to talk to him. And basically, told him that his reign was basically at an end, and his line was at an end, and, he'd lost faith with the Lord, and, regime change. And that's what Old Testament, you get into the Pentateuch, which is the first 5 books of the Bible, Old Testament. And he was doing a study from that. Boil water, yeah. That's true. He did. Originally, he basically accepted him like as a son-in-law, and wanted him to marry into his family and everything, and he gave him all sorts of great honors. Then he went crazy. Pre-retirement days. Hello, pre-retirement days. Thank you for coming. So when I end my live stream, I will post some pictures of the new chicken coop. I'm going to probably do a video of it. I've got a bunch of images I'm going to slice together and do a short. I'll probably make a short of it. Different images from the construction. And I'll put a short together. But I will post, I'll post 2 or 3 pictures when I finish the live stream so you can see how it came out. It was basically I would say it was a project that was basically done over 4 days. Last Saturday and Sunday and this Saturday and Sunday. And each day was probably 5 or 6 hours worth of work. So we're talking about if you just work 2 days all day long, that's basically how long it took to build it. If you were basically to do two 10 or 11-hour days, that's basically what it would have been to get it done. Eggs hit $21 a dozen. You got to be kidding me. They're about $4.50 here. But really thinking about, I read a lot, and they're finding out a lot about aging and what happens. And they've been doing a lot of research on how to slow aging and how to overcome some of the characteristics like mental decline. You get your brain cells get clogged up. They have a hard time communicating, and that leads to dementia, Parkinson's disease, and all that sort of stuff. And they're finding some of that's genetic. Yeah, I know you're behind enemy lines, Uncle Al. Yeah, everything goes south. I mean, I know a couple of the ladies in here have commented that they were cheerleaders. And, usually in order to be a cheerleader, if you have to compete to be a cheerleader, and I know my daughter, you go to camp, and my daughter used to go to Manning's, and that is a school. Basically, you go in the evenings, and they basically work with you. They have people that work with you on your athleticism, being able to do flips, being able to do cartwheels, being able, jumping and such, doing forms, practicing, cheerleading, And my daughter, I used to pay to send her that. Cheerleaders are usually very athletic. A lot of times they participate in sports. So they're doing girl sports in addition to cheerleading. Some of them don't, but a lot of them do. They tend to be very athletic. They tend to be very in shape, And I'm sure, anybody who's been a cheerleader can tell stories about it. Well, God bless you for your ministry, Uncle Al. I know you work with your church, you work with your pantry, and that's, God bless you. The Lord will bless you for that. Excuse me. But 30 minutes into the live stream, 11 to the house, 15, 16 likes. So you will maintain yourself more if you eat a healthy diet. Too much processed foods. Try to eat more salads. Try to eat, oatmeal, cream of wheat, malta meal. Um, Try to eat a healthy diet. And try to keep your weight down. Exercise. Walk. Walk. Walking will do you good. If you take medication, take your medication religiously. Don't skip doses. Follow the instructions. Try to get your sleep. Make sure you rest sufficiently. Get your rest. Um, when I was young, I used to like skateboarding. Used to do skateboarding. I wore knee pads and I had elbow pads. Never wore a head. Never wore any sort of helmet or anything. But I would wear, and I knew how to fall. So knee pads, elbow pads. A lot of times I wear gloves to protect my hands. I wear gloves today. I was out there at the chicken coop wearing gloves. I wear gloves when I do yard work. I wear gloves. Uh, I have soft hands. I was always told I had a doctor's hands. They don't look like a doctor's hands. I mean, they're all wrinkly now. Got sunspots and everything. But it's all part of aging. I've been I've been reading a lot about the research that they're doing, what they're finding out. Yeah, I've got a pair that refers to her chest as the girls, and I in some ways I have been sheltered. You know, certain ways I've been sheltered, and I'm not familiar with the way people talk. Uh, I used to get tweet, tweak, tweet, tweet, and twerk mixed up, and I could have people laughing, and then after I got straightened out, I would still do it sometimes just to draw a laugh. And, like I don't tweet, I don't do Twitter or X or whatever you call it, and I would say I don't twerk, and then an old man like me saying about twerking, where it's basically you're shaking your butt. No, and then me shaking my butt would probably have somebody throwing up. I could just imagine, where's the trash can? I got hurl. Oh God Almighty! Uh, I'm sorry, I'm having fun. Oh boy, telomeres. Oh Lord. No, nobody wants to break anything. You don't want to break anything. So the left is just melting down. They're raising hell. They're in the minority. They don't control anything. Uh, 19 states attorneys general. 19 states attorneys general. Out of the 50 states, 19. They're raising hell about the Doge crew. They are raising hell about all of the waste and all of the just pathetic, wasteful spending that they're doing. They're finding they want to cancel. And they're taking Trump to court. Some judge, a federal judge appointed by Obama, granted them a stay or a freeze on Doge having access to records as far as Treasury records go concerning payments for Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Something like a quarter of the population is on Medicaid. I mean, you can imagine who all's getting Medicaid. And then you start talking about Social Security payments. They're finding a bunch of dead people that have been getting Social Security payments that they never stopped getting Social Security payments. So they're wanting to cut that out. A lot of this stuff, I don't know how they argue some of the stuff that they're arguing. You know, I mean, when you got like 70% of the population want such and such and such and such, and you're in the minority, and then you're arguing against the 70%, you know, you're basically just cutting your own. You just continue to cut your own throat. The popularity of the Democratic Party is like at 31%. You know, just keeps going down. And these people just keep digging in deeper. You know, they just keep digging in. Yeah, illegals are getting it. I tell you what, what's that about the name of the Gulf of Mexico? He's trolling them, Mom. He's trolling them. He's trolling them. He says things that drives he intentionally he's poking them. He intentionally says things that drive them nuts. They have derangement syndrome. They've got the Trump derangement. Now they've got the Musk derangement. Now they found Musk derangement syndrome. You know. AOC. He's not that bright. He's blah blah. Look at all the stuff that Elon Musk has done, and then they're saying he's not that bright. Please. I've seen some videos that they've been trying to make Musk out to be an opportunist. You know, the richest man in the world. He's trying to salvage society for his children, the next generation. Just people are hating on him something awful. People are hating on Trump something awful. You know, you got the haters are just out there. They're just hating. And I don't know. But the Democrats can't do a damn thing about it. They're out there. Cory Booker, bald-headed Cory Booker, he's out there. Right, the Spartacus, his Spartacus moment. He's out there raising hell. You know, they're raising hell about stuff they don't know anything about. And then you got old Mitch McConnell's 82 years old, and he just fell out again, didn't know where he was. Oh, he's okay, nothing wrong. They had a wheelchair, and they were wheeling him around a wheelchair. It's time for him to go. It's time for him to retire. The other thing is, He's been playing a rhino for a while. He's been playing the rhino for a while. He's voting against a bunch of stuff that he shouldn't be voting against. You know, he does not like Trump, and Trump does not like him. So he spares no expense to try to poke Trump in the eye. Murkowski and the woman up in Maine, is it Collins? And those three have been being a pain in the butt as far as the Republican agenda is concerned. It's bad when you got 50. You supposedly got 53 seats and you get 50 votes, and then the vice president has to break the tie. Yeah, they're coming out of the woodwork, all right. Uh, the Willis Tower, 29%. Well, it's going down. And yeah, they're crooks. Most of them. You know, if you want to know an honest congressman, when he leaves office, does he have about the same amount of money as when he came into office? Like Nancy Pelosi has made so much money, her husband, stock trading. They've got an app now that you can access that will allow you to make the same trades that Pelosi makes. Buy when she buys, sell when she sells. You get notifications. Now that's sad. They're after her right now. Pelosi's about 82 years. She's past 80. You got a bunch of them in that leadership up there past 80 years of age. You know. And I'm not saying that that's an automatic, you should retire at that age. But when you're doing all sorts of damage, you damn sure should. You know, these people are doing damage. They need to be made to retire. Yeah. They need to get Murkowski out. They need to get Sulis and Collins out. Both of them are rhinos. They are Republicans pretty much in name only. The only Democrat that I see right now that's not a complete nut is Fetterman in Pennsylvania. And then he had said that he would support Hegseth, and then he voted against him. So you can't trust him to always do what he says, or, you know. But he's not a nutty. He's a Democrat, but he's not a complete liberal nut Democrat. I don't think he supports all this woke crap. I'm here filing. Well, Menendez, I think, was sentenced to 11 years. I don't know if he started yet or not, but he's got to start. And then his wife, they were prosecuting his wife as well, but she was having some health issues. I never thought they were going to get him out of office. Never thought they'd get him out of office. You know, you get all these crooked Democrats. They have no shame. They just find another one to take their place. You'd think when they'd get a crooked Democrat, they put him in jail, that there ought to be some sort of, well, you can't replace him with another Democrat. But that doesn't stop him. You know, you talk about cleaning out some of the things that need to be cleaned out. They need to clean out the District of Columbia. They need to clean out Washington. They really need to clean out Washington. They've got so many thugs and criminals in Washington. They need to clean up those neighborhoods. You know, they hold an election and 90% of them vote Democrat. You know, it's not, Washington's not safe. You can be 2 or 3 blocks from the White House, and you know your life's in danger. They really need, like the DC police. They really need to do some. They really need to do some house cleaning. It's like out there in Los Angeles, those fire department people, the head of the fire department, the fire chief, and the assistant fire chief. They're both some of these woke feminist females. They talk about, well, diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI. It's a bunch of crap. I think you should hire whoever's best qualified. If it's the whatever, you know, if that's the best qualified person, hire them. And they are working on it. Be careful. Yes, I will be careful. I need to be careful. I have people tell me that they get content warnings on my channel. Like, my content is dangerous. I'm subversive, or I'm not telling the truth, or I'm leading people astray. Does anybody felt left astray by me? Well, if I was trying to lead you astray and you didn't felt left astray, I guess I'd say I'm doing a pretty good job. Uh, 9 in the house, 17 likes. So the chicken coop is done. I felt bad for chickens. The chickens got like a condo. They didn't get a chicken coop. They got a chicken condo. It's really a slick one. And inside the hutch, that thing's got a pavered floor, so they're not going to be walking around in there on dirt. Going to have to do some modifications to it to access the boxes. The old coop, you walk back behind it, you lift up, and you can get into the boxes to get the eggs. The way it is right now, you'd have to go inside to get the eggs. That'd be my wife's job. So we're going to have to do some modifications to it. Modifications. And that will be coming. But we got the thing, and they're occupying it right now. I thought we were going to have some rain today, but luckily we didn't. We had a 20% chance of rain, but luckily we didn't have rain. So I need to get my video done and edited and up, and I need to mail off my box for Devil Dog Prepper, and I don't think he's been in here this evening. And then I mentioned that I'm sending a box, and I have all the stuff I'm going to send in the box. I'm sending a box to Dave, my friend Yoda in Georgia. When he and Echo parted ways, I had sent them a box, and it was items in there for both of them. Some were his and some were intended for her. And he did not get anything out of that box before he left. So I felt bad for him, and um, and that was a follow-up box. That wasn't a first box. That was a follow-up box. So I'm going to send him some components and such that I have my mind made up for him, and I'll probably do a video of what I'm sending him because I like to do videos and stuff like that. Has anybody that's been over on Buying Space, Mara's channel? I haven't seen her here this evening. I was wondering if she had done a video on the box that I sent her, because she likes to do unboxings and such, and I figured she would do a video of that unboxing that box I sent her. But I had not been over this weekend to check. So that will be something that I will do. I will see about going and checking to see if she's done a video unboxing of that box I sent her. And that's one of my sort of go-to generic boxes I send out. I tend to send most of the same stuff as a first box. If I'm doing a giveaway, as far as a subscriber giveaway, every 100. Right now I'm at 1830. Last time I checked, I was at 1835, so I'm about 65 short. But at some point I'll hit 1900, and if you want to qualify for the 1900 subscriber giveaway, I would encourage you to leave me a like and a supportive comment on each of the last 5 videos I will have released when I hit 1900. And the last drawing that I did, I think I had 14 or 15 names in the hat. It wasn't that many. And I think Lady Dark Gaming was the one that won that one. She was on my live stream last night. She came into my live stream last night and commented. She's a gamer, a younger gamer. The woke. Well, wokeism is sort of like going down the tubes right now. Yeah, they parted ways. I was the fairy godfather that got them together, but they did part ways. Yeah, I understand. People, when they need something, they'll come running. If they don't need anything, they'll tend to stay away from you. 11 in the house and 17 likes. And that's just the way it is. My daughter from my first marriage sent me a text message. She's wanted to get her passport. You want to go down to Mexico, you need a passport. So you want to get her passport. You can go across the border. I want to go across the border, but kids are crazy. So, you were born such and such and such, and you were born in Nueces County? Yes, I was born in Nueces County, and yes, I was born in such and such and such. I'm 62 years old. Um, yeah, they need to keep their heads down. People are making fun of them now since the election. Um, I make fun of them. Yeah, I woke up this morning. Did you wake up this morning? Oh, you woke. Okay. Uh, I make fun of them. Not at work, but I mean, I make fun of them. You know. Every once in a while, you're out someplace, you see one of them hugging a tree. You know, tree huggers. Funny. Funny. I laugh. I have a good time. I have a good time. Hey, take care, Joseph. My best to you and the family. God bless you, son. Yep. Every day I thank God for the day. The day you don't wake up, you won't know it. Next thing you know, it'll be Judgment Day and you'll be before the Lord. I say the Lord's Prayer. I ask for forgiveness for my sins because I know I sin every day. I've been watching that video. I like that Blazing Saddles, the cookout scene with Slim Pickens and all those rednecks, and they're up there eating beans and they're belching and farting and everything. Slim Pickens comes out and you hear a lot. If you listen to that short, it's about a minute long. It basically shows that plate of beans and potatoes and ham, which is like what they would be eating. A lot of times they'd just be eating beans and sausage or beans and ham, beans and pork. I wouldn't necessarily have potatoes, but I had potatoes with mine. And you hear him, and he goes out there, and they're just cutting loose, and he comes out and he smells it, and he says, "God," he said GD. You could hear GD, and then you hear one of them say, "More beans, Mister Taggart," and he says, "I think you boys have had enough." You know, he responds, "I think you boys have had enough." But that's one of the fun. I don't think you could. I don't think they could make that today, especially with all the N words that they say. I mean, must have had 1,000 times they said the N word in the movie. But I don't think they could make that movie today. And that was Mel Brooks. They're mostly Jews. Most of those people were Jews. Gene Wilder, Mel Brooks, um, Madeline Kahn. Most of those people were Jewish. And most of them are gone now. Slim Pickens, may rest in peace. Madeline Kahn, Gene Wilder. Mel Brooks is still alive. He's like in his 90s. Getting close to 100 now, Mel Brooks is. And he's not doing films anymore. But the greats are pretty much all gone. They're all gone. Some live to be 100 years old, but still gone. It makes me feel old. They were in their prime when I was a kid. I'm 62 years. I'm only 63 years old in 2 months. Did you come in, Mike? Hey, Mike. Excellent. I enjoyed your video. Hey, I can't believe you had an FRH work. I tell you, Mike, when you go and you start looking at your comments, hey, Wheat, how's it going? I tell you what, if you have not joined Wheat's art, Wheat has some really great art that he works on when he's doing his videos, and he puts up some really good art, shorts and such. I encourage you to go over and join his channel. Wheat really puts out some good content. Yeah, I've been with Wheat a long time. It used to be Wheat and Shaw. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah, Clint Eastwood's still around. He's like 94 years old. Bruce Willis is about my age or a little bit older than me. He's got dementia real bad. He won't be around too much anymore. He looks a lot like me now, too, bald headed and beautiful family. Um, just a damn shame. Uh, Wheat and I used to both work at one time for Walmart. We were in management, and he would tell some stories because I think he was the front end coach, and I was a team lead, which is not quite as high up the totem pole as he was, but I was over digital. I worked in digital, doing all the ship from store, and because we were the market store, we had ship from store, and we also did all the curve. You know, people would order food, and we'd take it out to the curve, or they have delivery drivers come pick it up. And you have to take it out. You know, doing the shopping, the online shopping. I could tell you some stories about that. I did that for 3.5 years after I retired. I waited about a year, remodeled our house, and then I went back to. I decided I was going to go back to work, and I went to work over here, less than a mile from my house, to the Walmart, which is the market store over here on Navarro for our area. And I could tell you some stories about that. Take care, Uncle Al. Thank you for coming. God bless you. Yeah, most of the great country western singers are gone. Willie's still around, but I'm disappointed in his politics. Uh, yeah, the greats, a lot of the greats are gone. Most of them are gone. Uh, I used to love uh, the old country music. The old country music. I love the old stuff. And most of those guys have been gone for 20, 25, 30 years. I listen to them. You know, I still listen to them. And just, I don't know. Like, I'm not happy with Garth Brooks' politics. Not happy with him either. He supports the bad guys. Mm. Well, anyway, I'm into my. I've got my 65. I'm into almost 65 minutes. I've got to work tomorrow. I think I'm gonna eat a piece of pecan pie, drink a glass of milk, and I will try to load a few pictures of my chicken coop up on my community wall. So when I get up in the morning, I thank God for the day. I say the Lord's Prayer. I take my medication. I contemplate the day. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Life is good, but it is what it is. Sometimes bad things happen. Set an example for today's youth. Tell the people that you care about you love them. Be prepared to defend yourself. Be prepared for emergencies. Have a plan. And everybody have a blessed day, and hopefully, I don't know that I'll be back tomorrow. If I'm not, I'll do a community post about it, but hopefully I'll be back tomorrow for another edition of Coffee Talk. Thank you. Appreciate you coming in. Bye-bye.